Hello,
Hello. Ah, there you are.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Tamira.
Mira, yes.
So, to start our interview, you have been in the music business for over 20 years. Have you noticed any changes in the scene, in the metal scene in general? How do you see heavy metal now that is different from 20 years ago?
Well, in my point of view, it's the point of view of a 54 years old person. So, I have nostalgia for the 80s, for the 90s, and for the period where there were so many incredible releases and many bands between 86, 88. It was like incredible. And maybe I lost track a bit, but I don't see that kind of dozens of bands releasing incredibly fantastic albums right now. So yeah, everybody's releasing music, but I'm not carried away like I was in the past. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the music, I don't know. But I must say, I must be honest, I don't listen to heavy metal so much. So first of all, I don't have the time to listen to music besides when I go to the gym. And so when I'm home in studio, I work and on Rhapsody of Fire. So I lost a bit of track of all the bands, but I know there is a lot of going on, a lot.
But you don't follow. Do you think there's a lot of information now? So there's like too many bands, or just you that are not, you just don't
I
have the
think
time or not?
so. Well, it's great to have many artists because fans has different taste and it's nice. Of course, now with sales, physical sales. Decreasing, everybody wants to tour, and so you have to book tours years in advance. Otherwise, you don't find it nightliner or the venues and whatever. So everybody wants to tour, and the offer is massive. Of course, it saturates a bit the market.
Yes, yes, it is. Uh, and how do you feel 20 years later and still making music, going on tours, playing shows, and you think that remains the same for you personally, or something changes after all these years?
Well, if luckily for me, from Rhapsody of Fire, this new lineup, it was really a nice and good positive change. And so from things happen in the past, we right now I can say I feel pretty lucky, pretty happy with the lineup. We are all Italian. We really get along very well, and when we go on stage, we really deliver the energy. We become one, and this, it's very rare. I don't remember this that happened many times in the past. Right now, it's great when somebody comes to the show. He's invested by our sound and our energy. We can see the reaction of the fans. This is really important for us.
Yeah, yeah. And do you think there is a chemistry between you guys now, or
Yeah.
it's that you're more mature now and you understand more the things,
Yeah,
or
both. Yes, of course we are more mature, and but yeah, the chemistry is great because everybody is really engaging and they know their position in the band and what each other expect from each other, So it's like yeah, we go on stage and we really rock the stage. It's a blessing to be able to do that. The music on the CD is pretty fine, everything is equilibrated, and live it's just a wall of power, and this is another great element that we like to show.
others. And you guys coming, that was my last question, but I want to ask now. But you guys coming to Brazil, and after 12 years that you are coming, and most of the guys is the first time. How is guys? Are you guys excited?
Yeah, very,
What
very,
you
very,
tell
very.
them about Brazil?
Well, I was there many times, and I love Brazil. And I love when we tour in Latin America in general. It's always fun, special, very special, and and you know, I'm looking forward to see their faces and to see how they react to different situations, to the food, to the, you know, the city, to the fans. It's
That you
really,
told them that
really,
we are very loud.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is we don't expect any less. We are really happy to be able to be back after so many years.
Yeah, that's great. Tell them that we are very loud and you sing all their songs.
Yeah, yeah.
What draws the most attention about Rhapsody of Fire are the its inspiration of great stories. Like it's like a soundtrack of an epic movie. Where this desire to create songs like this with stories and heroes and great adventures come from?
Well, in the beginning, of course, it was the combination of ideas with Luca Turilli, that he was very much into reading, into story, into fantasy in general. Uh, you know, by watching movies, fantasy movies with heroes and fighters, it was always something that challenged our imagination, and this element remained through the years until the point we were able to get an actor like Christopher Lee directly from the Lord of the Rings. So this even made even more this love for this cinematic expression, for this music that tried to deliver images and visuals to the listener. And this is one of the most important elements. When I write music, I write it with the, you know, because of the movies I saw, because the nature I was in. So the big landscapes are always, you know, instrument of inspiration.
Yes, and I see a lot of power metal that a lot of bands that write about something that is like from medieval and old stories for heroes, but you can quite connect it with the way we live now and how to like live our life now every day and be brave and everything. Can we connect the Rhapsody of Fire with this too, or is just everything very fictional and fantasy?
No, it's very much in the lyrics. The message we try to deliver, since we are we found the band, is to deliver a positive message and to offer the chance to the listener to, you know, to get some insights here and there. You know, we don't want to teach anything to anyone, but if, you know, sometimes there are some elements that could trigger some interest, it's nice. So it's not only a fantasy story, but of course it can reflect on our actual life, you know.
Yes, yes. And it changes with the person that you're listening, that there are different
Of course.
interpretations. Uh, the band's last album, Glory of Salvation, was released in 2021. What was the process of creating this album? And did you have any difficulties of releasing the album during the pandemic? How was
Uh,
for you guys?
well, no, well, actually, I had so much time, and you know, my plan was to compose that album during the so-called lockdown. Despite here in UK, the situation was much loose. You
Mhm.
could go out, you could do everything you wanted, but the same the very in the very same period, my plan was to stay at home to write. So for me, it didn't change anything. I just went on working, you know, normally, let's say, you know, because I know what I want, I know what I'm doing, and then once I sit down in my studio, is the outside world, it doesn't exist anymore. So well, we release an album every 2 years. Challenge the Wind was released after 3 years after Glory for Salvation. It took more time. Also, in between, we had some touring and some shows, so we took the time really to to release it when we were ready. So no, most of the time there's no difficulties. It's just we enjoy the process, and I record Giacomo. We record the choirs. We record also the soloist, different instruments if we have guests. So it's a long process that demands organization and time. So
So it's kind of good to have a lockdown, so you have the time to do everything
Yes,
properly.
yes. Yeah. No, difficulties. No, I must say no. We don't have. It's just that okay. Sometimes we have to respect some deadlines, and they did not. So we solved the problem. But yeah.
Yeah, and now you guys are releasing the new album in the Challenge of the Winds. What can we expect of this album? We are already seeing some singles being released. What can you say about this album?
Well, first of all, there's no intro and there's no ballad. So the album is composed by very fast songs, and this is kind of a big change. This time I didn't feel the need to write another ballad, so it's full of fast songs, and it demanded a lot of work, and I'm really proud of it. Really proud.
Yeah.
Lot of guitars, lot of fantastic drummings, and lot of choirs. Giacomo did a fantastic job with melodies and vocal harmonies.
Yeah, I
It's
saw some comments in the Instagram. People were very, somebody liked the drums, other people like the singer. Yeah, and it's a great album for the gym because it's fast.
Yes, I've listened to it quite sometimes. Also while in the gym, it's really cool.
Yeah.
I usually don't listen to heavy metal when I'm out or when I go to the gym, but in this case, yeah, I really wanted to get the album in my brain. I've listened to many times, and it works really well. I'm really happy.
Yeah. What do you listen besides heavy metal? What do you
Well,
like?
well, well, normally I listen to soundtracks, but I have a big libraries of vinyls and CDs, and now everything is MP3 anyway. But yeah, I'm more on the hard rock kind of guy. I like to listen to different music than what I compose. So I really like Van Halen, Aerosmith, The Slash, or Alter Bridge. This kind of different thing. But
Yeah, it's very
sometimes
interesting.
I like to listen to some classic heavy metal bands, and yeah, we opened for Scorpions, which a band that I love. We opened for Iron Maiden, and it was fantastic to see them live. So yeah, there's a difference between the music you would listen in the gym to the music you would watch live, etc. So in the gym, I don't want to listen to heavy metal. I want to be distracted by that different kind of
Yes,
music.
that's great. It's a lot of variety of music. That's great. And you know any Brazilian bands? Do you know any Brazilian music? What do you?
Beside Angra, I don't think so.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Ah,
Thank you.
see you in May.
See you. Then I'll wait for you.
Thank you.